Welcome back. So this one's a little long because mass wasting events occur worldwide and occur often and have major impacts on society. So this one will be broken up into a few different videos. So the first video in this one, we're going to look at notable mass wasting events globally. So this is just in the 21st century, so meaning 2001 until now. So these are just some of the more notable ones. First thing I want you to note is, look where these are. India, China, Philippines, Taiwan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India. Besides being all in Asia, what I'm trying to clue you in on is these are developing countries. They're not, first world countries, second, third world countries. And remember that, unfortunately, natural hazards and disasters affect poor people, poor nations, disproportionately compared to richer nations. So the fact that in the 21st century, in the past 22 years, that the most notable mass wasting events that have killed the most people, done the most damage, have all been in poorer nations should not be a surprise. One thing to also note, or actually another thing to also note, debris flow, debris flow, debris flow, debris flow, debris flow, debris flow, debris flow. All specifically debris flows, because these were all triggered by heavy rainfall, heavy rainfall, heavy rain, heavy rains, heavy rainfall, heavy and incessant rain, heavy rainfall. So you get rain is definitely a factor here. A lot of rain all at once, causing a flash flood that can trigger a debris flow. Why that, there's in some cases there's also things that occurs like massive deforestation, settlements built on landslide prone areas, deforestation. So there's sometimes other things that come into play as well. So let's just take a look at these debris flows. Just want to show you some images of what this kind of looks like. So here's that 2013 debris flow in India in which over 5,000 people were killed. We go back to that. 5,000 people. China, over 1,200. Philippines, over 1,100. So here's that 2010 China debris flow. Right? Digging out. Right? Digging out. Once this stuff stops, it's hardens. You got to dig out. Here's the debris flow in the Philippines. I would probably argue this is more of a actually debris avalanche. It's like kind of a steep area. But basically, there was a village here. Covered. It's gone. Just wiped off the face of the earth. 2009 in Taiwan. You can probably also see. So it looks like the debris flow kind of came from uphill more, but you can see that all of these slopes have failed at some point. 2014 in Afghanistan, again, just covered part of the village, just killing. 2017 Bangladesh, obviously water had a part to play, building on unstable slopes. Again, this is a very poor area. You can live where you can live, and in this case, that caused death and destruction. India, another debris flow, just kind of coming in. Again, debris flow is a mixture of dirt, rocks, trees, bushes, water. It's this mix, this slurry of stuff moving quite quickly, often downslope. So this is just in the past 20 plus years. But what about throughout recorded history? So what are some of the deadliest mass wasting events globally in recorded history? So in China, which I feel, last year, China flooding, highest. China, mass wasting events, highest. China is a very hazard-prone country. That, plus there's a lot of people, therefore more hazards and disasters, more people in harm's way, etc., etc. So in China in 1920, over 100,000 deaths, in this case due to an earthquake. So now a little bit different. If we're looking at some of the biggest mass wasting events in human history, earthquakes, volcanoes causing them, rainfall in this case is a trigger for one, ice for some. And then this was that one in India in 2013, was caused by heavy rainfall, but the added factor in there was human intervention in the Himalayan mountain ecosystem had made the area prone to disaster by deforestation, by logging, and by different practices of construction and urban development. It just made it prone to the event that occurred. So here, let's go back and let's take some look at some pictures of some of these back through history. So 1920 in China, this was a landslide. 1999, Venezuela, that is definitely a debris flow. Just a bunch of stuff just flowing everywhere. Colombia, debris flow was actually a lahar caused by a volcanic eruption, but can turn into a debris flow. Landslide in Peru. You can kind of see the village that was here, but the material that kind of made its way all the way down, covering up that village. India. In Indonesia, there was a debris flow in lahar. In 1941, in Peru, there was a debris flow caused by an avalanche that caused a couple of lakes up high in the mountains to overflow and then flow downhill, picking up material with it to become a debris flow. You can actually see, so this was the lake, this was the original lake that was breached and broken. Let me move me here. So this is where this was all connected in our lake here, but an avalanche broke through it, causing the water to flow downslope and into another lake, picking up more water, causing a debris flow. So here's that debris flow as it raced over a village in Peru. Again in Peru, we had an avalanche. 1949 in Tajikistan, we had a landslide kind of up here. Was where it originated. It looks somewhat flat, maybe translational landslide. Another landslide, this time in China. You can kind of see the event, what's left over even almost 100 years from now. So let's go ahead and pause here, because when we come back, we'll talk about the worst mass wasting events in U.S. history. All right, so let's pause here, and I'll see you back here in just a second.